Cultural Universals by Will Rogers. In old China schools, there was one master who would teach the class. In the class, he would teach Chinese characters to them. In Chinese classrooms today, there are lots of kids. In the past, Chinese used to play music or cards. Now Chinese play on electronic games. Family structure is like your family. It is everybody in your family, like your brothers, sisters, mom, dad, etc. Working as a family and not getting mad at each other. Basic needs are things that you need to live. In the old days, they would not just go to a supermarket or a clothes store. They would have to either kill their animal on their own or make their own clothes. In old China, the environment was so different than the environment now. There were still lakes, rivers, ponds, rocks, grass, and it was still humid. But also, there were not tall buildings, and they made them out of barely nothing. They were starving. Back in old China, they had technology, but it was a lot different than our technology today. You had to find someone that had a phone to call someone. The money and jobs were really different. Today, the money does not have holes through them to put them on a string. Also, the jobs today are in big buildings. The laws were very different. They did not have any laws about drugs, anything like that. Also, there were no leaders, only one guy that works with himself. The communication we use today is much different than in old China. In old China, they had to go around asking people and hoping if they had a phone to make a call. Today, you can text and call people from another country. The traditions that they did in old China is much more different than we do now. Back then, they did not have a church where there is a preacher and everything. They just prayed to the God they believe in. Thank you for reading. Credits: my mom, Yon, Yon's mom, Will, Daniel, and Dodie.